Oh yeah.
Who's the craziest person that you've had on?
The craziest person I've had
Obviously, you've
on?
had Trump, so
Man, I don't know, man. I've had a lot of like really good interviews, but I don't know. And every time somebody asks me this, somebody new, somebody different pops into my head. But I had this dude, Chris Beck, on, and like one of the most brilliant minds that I've ever encountered. Like just a super smart guy. But he was the first, maybe the only, hopefully the only, but transgender Navy SEAL.
really
Yeah, yeah. And he wrote a book called The Warrior Princess. And then he transitioned back into a man. Yeah.
started as a man, went to a woman,
Yep. Yep.
and then joined the military.
After he was a SEAL,
Okay,
he transitioned
okay.
to a woman. I mean, as you could imagine, the SEAL teams just like lost their fucking
They
minds
probably
over
weren't
it.
happy. I was gonna say.
Yeah. I just think it's like fascinating to get in somebody's mind. I really wanted to know, like, how does this happen, especially to a SEAL? And we're pretty headstrong guys. And so I was like, how's this going to go? And I also like I wanted, I mean, he had transitioned back, so I wanted people to see like what that looks like and the effects, that it has on people. Because I mean, it sounds like it's getting better now, but at the time, we heard all this stuff about kids transitioning in Washington. They were confiscating kids, from their, or they were taking them. The state was taking them if the parents didn't want the surgeries to happen. And so I was like, well, let me get inside this guy's head and like let's talk about how this happened and what the effects are. It's one of the most fascinating interviews I've
I
ever
gotta check
done.
that one out. What did
Yeah.
he accredit it to?
Long story short, so super like rough childhood, a lot of like sexual abuse and his dad was pretty abusive. I think him and his dad has since made up, but he had some brothers and sisters, but he was the one. He was like the whipping boy. They would take him in and just knock the shit out of him. And so what he did, he did not want to be a woman, but what he would do is he would go up in the attic and like skip school as a child and put his sister's clothes on.
Mm.
And he goes, I didn't want to be a woman. Or a girl. He's like, I just didn't want to be me. Sexual abuse by the neighbor. Dad knocked the shit out of him all the time. So he would just put these different clothes on and pretend he was somebody else. And then after he got out of the SEAL teams, he rode with the Hells Angels, cocaine, whole gambit, with like a lot of us do. We just lose our minds when we get out. And so he wanted to get better. He started going to therapists, and he got the wrong therapist. And I don't know if you've ever done any therapy, but they always go back to childhood, right? She started talking to him about his childhood, and he said, like, yeah, I was severely abused as a kid, and I would put my sister's clothes on as like a young, like 10 years old, probably, and she like kind of like mind fucked him into going, you want to be a woman, you want to be a woman. And he was still fucked up on opiates and coke and all these other drugs and stuff. And don't quote me on the exact drugs, but it was a combination of a lot of things plus booze, like a lot of booze. And she told him to write a book, and she helped him write the book. And when he was all fucked up one day, she slid over the contract, and he just signed it, not realizing like he had signed like everything to her.
Damn.
So he wanted to redact the book, and he's like, I don't want this released. And she's like, sorry, bud, like I own you. And so the book got released, and then he decided didn't want to be a woman anymore. So he
Wow,
came back,
that's
but
awesome.
he
Yeah,
didn't
we.
go the full gambit though.
Yeah, that's
He
good.
didn't
That's
go the
good. You
full.
don't want to go full gambit, right?
That's good.